I personally think this is the best hybrid camera on the market right now. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video I've got a special one for you. So today we're going to be unboxing this. This is my second Sony a7 IV camera, and I didn't do an unboxing on the first one, so I thought why not do one now. So that's what we're going to be doing today. This camera has been a bit of a game changer in terms of what I've been able to do with it. I had some issues with the last one, so I had to send it off to repair. Couldn't repair it, so they've kindly enough given me a new one. I'm not going to complain about that. So let's open it and see, and I'm also going to tell you guys why. So this is my fourth Sony a7. So my first ever was the Sony a7 original, which is actually shooting the overhead of this setup. So that was the first ever one, and then I had the a7 II, a7 III, which is the main angle you guys are seeing now, and also had a previous version of this one, and it was my first step into the mirrorless game with Sony, so I kind of like stuck with it because I really like it. In terms of the a7 I, the battery life on that thing, it is terrible, absolutely terrible, but it did do a decent job, so I can't actually complain in that regards. But yeah, so we're gonna unbox this now so you can see what comes in it, but also I'm going to talk you guys through why I think this is one of the best hybrid camera currently on the market. So let's start first by opening it, right? That makes sense. So this camera is obviously 33 megapixels. So you've got some paperwork on the top. You have got your charging cables for plugging into the wall. You got your manual. I never really pay attention to that. So let's bring this around, and you've got your strap. Never use them, so that will be left in the thing. And the actual, so this is your USB-C cable that charges the camera. So that's USB-C cable. Of course, you've got your MP FZ100 batteries. I do have a few spares of these. I don't usually charge my camera using this cable, so there's no point in opening that. But yeah, so I've got a couple of these already spare, because that's the other beauty about using the a7 III. The a7 III and the a7 IV uses the same battery, and the battery life on this is pretty decent. Get a fair few hours of shooting with them. So we do have a few spare of these knocking around, so we will use that. And then you've got the actual plug here. So this plug, so this is what USB-C, which is in here, goes into. So I'm not going to open that USB-C because there's no point. Just in case I was to sell a camera in the future, I can show that everything's pretty brand new. That will plug into here and here, and that goes into the actual wall unit. And yeah, so that's what you get in terms of the actual thing. And then you've got the camera. So let's put that to the side for a minute, and then you've got the actual camera here, and there she is. It feels so good. The grip on it is so good. I absolutely love this camera. So this is what she looks like. So I'll put that up so you guys can see. So you've got all your dials, all your knobs, etc. So one of the first things I always do when I buy a new camera is I always put a screen protector on there and a cage. So that's what we're going to do before we actually do anything else. So I'm going to put all the accessories to the side. So we got our battery, we've got our bits. I'm going to move that out the way. So we've got a screen protector here, and we also got a cage. So this cage is from Newer. Go. And then I've got a pack of screen protector here that we're going to be putting onto the actual screen. So we'll give it a quick wipe. This screen does fold in on itself, so that really helps as well. So yeah, let's clean the screen first before we actually take the screen protector out. So get rid of any dust, because this also helps in terms of like when you're reselling your actual cameras. So it kind of like helps keep the value if you know, if your screen's intact, etc. I'm not going to wipe it because it's pretty clean, so I'm not going to wet wipe it anyway. So here's our screen protector. So that is the back. Right, this is always the tricky part, so let's take that off. Right, and try and get that. It is slightly bigger than the actual screen. I did notice that when I first bought it, around the outside edges, but at least it still protects it. So this particular one is slightly bigger, but it will still protect the screen. So I'll have to get the right size at a later date, but this will, you know, enable me to actually use the camera in the meantime. So that's our screen protector on. So yeah, she looks so good. Screen protector is on, so we know the camera is protected. Let's take our battery in. I don't think it comes with charge, but let's stick it in. But yeah, the reason I got, and I really like this camera, and I think this camera is actually like amazing, is because so the camera shoots 33 megapixel photos, and also shoots in 4K, so that obviously comes in handy. Yes, the Sony a7iv shoots in 4K, but it's not 10-bit 422, so it is 8-bit, and that isn't great. So let's put our cage on just to make sure everything's nice and secure. So the reason I always put a cage on as well, because it acts as a layer of protection for the camera too. So that is our cage on and our camera nice and secure. Cage. I like this cage because it gives me different options in terms of like mounting other stuff on here. So I can mount different stuff on it, like monitors, mics, etc. So I can rig it out really nicely. As you can see, the screen protector doesn't sit perfectly on there because it's slightly wider than the actual screen of this. I'm not sure if it's bigger or smaller than the Sony a7 III, but yeah. So that's our cage and that's our screen protector on. So yeah, so let's see if there's any power. Turn it on. No, the battery's dead. So let me grab a spare battery and chuck it in here. Got a spare battery, so let's get the spare battery in here. We'll put this on charge in a minute. So turn it on and I'll get it set up properly later. So comes on and you can see there. So yeah, like I said, the main reason I think this is probably the best hybrid camera in the market right now is it does the job for what I do. So I mainly use it for portrait, fashion and lifestyle work. So, and also YouTube, which is what I am obviously doing a lot more now as well. So the fact that it shoots 422, I do find it easier to color grade personally anyway. I'm not like a professional colorist. I find it easier to color grade S-Log3 10-bit than S-Log3 8-bit. I really struggle, so usually when I did use the Sony a7 III, I rarely use S-Log, and I just use the camera as is, and just set my shutter speed and my aperture and everything else accordingly to match. So it made it a lot easier in terms of usability, but would have loved to play it a little bit more with S-Log footage when it comes to that camera. But this does give me the ability to shoot in S-Log 4K to 10-bit to 4 to 10-bit 422, which is amazing. I also like that it has an articulating screen, so if I was to do when I'm doing these talking head videos, I can actually see if my shot is framed up nicely, whereas with the Sony a7 III, it does not have one of those, and it was an absolute pain. You had to take a test shot and go round and see if you got the angle right, etc., and then come back. But I also bought this little mechanism thing that you could put on the top as well. So we're not going to set this up now. I'm going to set this up off camera, so I'm going to turn it off for now. I'm going to pop some photos and videos that I've shot with this camera so you guys can actually see. But yeah. If you'd like to see me actually use this camera in the field, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, because I'm going to put her to her paces again starting tomorrow, I think, and I'll get a video out for you guys. I got 2 videos coming next week, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to be using this camera to do both photos and video on those photo shoots. So I will see you guys then. Take care. Peace.